5-speed 6 drivetrain in it, including he got the front bumper and the rear bumper to fit with like the built-in exhaust tips, the hood and everything. And as soon as he got it done, he put it on Cars and Bits.
Chris, if you need to, you can turn that fan on.
Okay.
I was thinking so that way you had at least some air going.
It's going to be too loud. And we're live, guys.
What?
Wait, what?
Yep.
Did you not read the sign?
Live.
Oh,
right
shit.
There. We're
That
live.
says it's backwards. I can't see what it says.
Evil! No, it says live.
Hi guys, we're Pints and Pistons, and we have Mike from Old Schools in the Garage in the house tonight.
How's everybody doing?
We're good. Yes. Mike brought us a fantastic block. You guys probably can't see it. We'll
No,
post
it's
pictures
on there.
of it.
You can
Oh,
see
you can see it?
You can see it just a little bit.
It's a hub
He
assembly
brought
block.
us a new toy.
Oh, be careful.
Yeah.
Yes, we
So
have
that's
we have
on
new
our wall.
we have new wall art.
We need all the wall art we can get back here.
I still need to hang a couple more things up. No, we actually know our runtime. We know our runtime.
Without looking at our phones or him squinting at the taskbar.
That'll help us keep track of time when we run over, because we will always run over.
Always.
Yeah.
So,
So
always
we
having
should just
fun.
set it back. As soon as we start, we set it back 10 minutes or
There you
15
go.
minutes, so that way we're on time.
right.
Hey, I mean, if you turn that back, we get extra time.
It's true.
So, guys, if you're new here, we are Pints and Pistons. We are the only talk show podcast dealio thing on YouTube that does cars and beer things. This is Mike. That's Chris. That's Brian. This is also Mike, our special guest from Old School's Garage. He's been here before as an awesome build he's doing.
Yeah, but I'm the only one of us that has a nickname that got us banned from TikTok for a week for hate speech.
That's hate speech. You can't say that.
I
about
didn't
yourself.
say it.
You cannot say that about your own self. All right.
The nickname that shall not be named.
Correct.
Yeah, how dare you? How dare you accurately describe yourself in such a hateful manner?
Why do you hate yourself so much, Brian?
Yeah, comes with the territory.
I thought he was going to say it comes with the burn wound.
It does. It does.
Well, those have healed, sort of.
For the most part. What? You alright? You good? Oh, the coaster? The keister? So anyway, guys.
We got topics for the night. What are we talking about?
Oh,
tonight?
by the way,
Stuff.
our normal beer thing is gonna be a little bit different tonight.
Oh yeah, we're doing the whole...
So normally we do 2 beers that we have not had before. We're still doing the beers we haven't had before, but Mike had a bunch of orphan beers from his brother-in-law,
God, I have so many.
and so Dan and I dove into the fridge and we
We
decided,
grabbed the frickin' yolk and we pulled up to do.
and we're gonna do 4 beer flight night.
Yep.
So
Not like the terrible, crazy IPA explosion thing.
No, I don't
Hopefully.
I don't have. No,
Hopefully.
I don't think I have anything crappy like that.
No, there was
No,
nothing in this
these-
order.
These between Brian and I are prime picks.
And there was other ones in there that could have easily substituted in here and still been a prime.
Yeah,
group
these
of beers.
4 just they got the right hints to stick out to us, and I think it's going to be a solid lineup for
The
you.
left hand that he gave me. I probably saw that bottle that was in there.
Yes,
The new left hand.
we did. I'm excited for this lineup though. It's going to be good tonight.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a good one.
Yeah.
How are we gonna do that for cups? By the way, are we gonna do 4 solos, or are we gonna
We're
do?
drinking out of cups.
We're gonna just do 1 cup like we usually do, and we'll just
one
wash
cup
it
and
out.
then just washy.
Okay.
And then I'll get a big cup full of water.
Yeah, there you go. That'll work.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I think I threw away my.
Do I need to reverse so we can do cup things?
I was about to say, why don't we go ahead and start off with a beer before we dive into any topics?
Yeah. Here, I'll help you, Dan. So that way.
Because if we're doing 4 beers, we're gonna want to have some time.
Well, that's the thing. I figure, like I said, these are high octane. So between the 4 of them broken
It's like
up, it'll
one
be
beer.
have like 1 beer. So nothing out of sorts, just enough to get a taste of them.
Exactly. Any good car spots?
I had a weird one.
Yeah.
A white 90s era BMW 535 or
Really?
5 Series. Passed me in the left lane, indicated, and moved into the right lane.
Whoa.
Happened so fast I couldn't capture it.
That's. Are you sure it was a 5 Series?
I looked at it, and as soon as I saw it come, I'm like, oh wow,
Like
that's
it wasn't a
no,
Saab.
yeah, no,
or
it was the pre-Banglebutt cars.
It wasn't a Saab
No, it was-
or like
it-
a
no.
Volvo or something like
No,
that.
it was 5 Series.
Sure, it was a 5
It
Series.
was a 5 Series. It was a nice one. I was shocked. I mean, I can't. I mean,
used its indicator though. How could it have used? Do they come with turn signal stalks in them?
Oddly enough, I've seen multiple BMWs this week use the turn indicators. I'm going to place. We'll keep it over here.
thank you. Yeah, like I said, I mean, I have the 2 that I captured that's over on the TikTok page. The SUVs using the turn signals.
We're going to come over to the end. We only got this to work with. So
boy.
we're going to spread it out. But for flight night, the first one we're doing is the Southern Tier Brewing Company's Blackwater Series Nitro Hot Cocoa Imperial Milk Stout.
Now, I am hoping that it's going to be enough that we can split into 5 things because it's not a regular 12 ounce, it's 10 ounce because it is a nitro.
Correct.
That's okay. I'm just pour light.
There is 0 read-in on this, except, okay, we have an ale with cocoa powder and natural chocolate and marshmallow flavors added.
So it's an ale,
I was
not
going
a
to say,
stout.
open that away from the computer.
Well, it says stout, but then they said ale.
Yeah, I'm gonna back up over here and crack this.
Doesn't say it's a nitro, so remember that.
Sounds like a s'mores.
There actually
There was
there actually
s'mores
there,
one too.
I was going to say, I have a s'mores one.
yeah, for real.
Everybody.
Now, all these ones,
Wow, it pours like milk chocolate.
all these ones come from my brother-in-law. He provides us with a lot of the crazy, unique finds.
Oh, I don't have much of
my.
a sense of smell right now, and
I do.
I smell like chocolate and that's got a heavy nose on it. Yes, it does.
For real.
That does smell good.
That smells amazing.
I don't know if you have
No,
another.
no, you have a s'mores, but I think. Hold on. I think that should be about equal right there. If not, I think I might have given you a little more, if anything, which is fine.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think we're all at,
I think we.
Close enough.
I think it was damn near like a shot. Oh my Lanta!
For
The
real,
smell,
right?
man.
Mike, hit your nose on that.
You know what it smells like? Chocolate malt.
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
like Whoppers.
Yes.
It smells like Whoppers.
Gentlemen, happy Friday, everybody! Welcome to Pints and Pistons. Cheers, everyone! Cheers!
It is certainly a happy Friday here.
Oh, that smells so good. Like it's one of those I want to drink it, but I want to smell it.
It tastes like that too.
Oh,
What the hell?
dude!
What the hell?
That is not bad.
No, that it tastes like a
Chocolatey
like
deliciousness.
milkshake.
I know. That's
Almost like a mudslide.
Yes! Had the oh my! It's got like a chocolate syrup in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice and sweet. It's
Ah!
not overly sweet.
I love it when they do that with beer.
You can definitely taste like lactose. There's definitely lactose in it.
It's got lactose. Yeah, it has to.
yeah. I think.
Yeah, it's right on the side.
Yeah,
Lactose right
Yeah.
there.
So. That's good. Wow.
That's liquid candy right there, baby.
And then we only had a little bit though. It's
okay.
all gone.
Honestly, with that little bit was just the right amount.
I honestly-
More than
I don't
that,
know.
I feel like would have been too much.
I can honestly probably only drink half of that.
Yeah,
because like
it's super. Like that's thick. That's
It's
rich.
thick.
That's
But it's not a bad.
That's a good
Not a bad thing.
that was like drinking chocolate.
Oh, you got the pro wash out. You did the. Gee, I got water over here. That's all I got. Where did Mike go? Where did he just go?
I don't know.
He ran away.
That
That
was
was something.
definitely.
That was
Definitely.
definitely something.
Good opener right there.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Solid.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, that was yummy.
Yeah, that's definitely a dessert beer.
Oh yeah. It was like a chocolate bar with beer in it. I loved it.
Car things.
Car things?
Car things.
What you got?
On the way here. Spotted. Beautiful.
I was gonna say, I think all the ones that y'all selected have lactose in them.
Yeah, kind of.
I think they do,
Being
yeah.
kind of a dairy themed night.
Volvo 240 Turbo. Beautiful. Big front mount intercooler, rally flaps, this weird, like purple color almost. Camel interior, old man just cruising.
Oh,
And
you talk about car spottings?
I had it was on the way here. It was
Really?
oh my god, that thing was gorgeous. And it's cruising.
So, you remember that catfish that we were talking about with the intercooler on the front of it?
Yeah, I've spotted it a couple.
Yeah. Well, he now has radials put on the back, so rear end's lifted up a little bit more. And now you can see that it is a rear-mounted turbo.
Oh.
Big old rear-mounted single. This thing is. That's a
Oh,
really
like
boy.
almost like the old STS setups that they were doing back in the late
That-
90s.
It's
That-
literally
oh,
that
that
with
makes
a-
sense.
like a cone filter like that. Like shoved onto the side.
I was because when
love this.
it when it drove by me, it was so quiet, and I was like,
quiet.
and I was thinking to myself, well, maybe it's a V6 turbo. I highly doubt that. If it has to be a rear mount turbo if it's an LS because of how quiet it
I gave him a
was.
thumbs up. I'm like, okay.
Cool.
And I was like, that's nice. That's nice.
I haven't had any interesting car spots this week.
Another Lucid Air. I saw another Lucid Air.
Another one.
On this time on 581.
When I was coming in on Stagecoach, I caught a guy had an International Scout.
Really?
Like a bluish, like a light blue.
With
Really nice.
white stripes.
Yes.
I've seen that one. That one is gorgeous, in fact.
So on Tuesday, we've had some Mustang people, and obviously a lot of them are new to the area. And one gentleman, Daryl's got a really sweet triple black Fox body convertible.
And he left Cars and Coffee and crashed.
No, he also has
was a Mustang.
He also has a 2018 or 2019 GT350 dark blue one. And he's been wanting to go. He knows Ozella, but he's like, man, there's got to be other roads around here. He's like, I want to go for a drive with you on these roads sometime. So this past Tuesday, because it was a day when another guy had off and some other retired people had off, we were all.
Did you yell Ozilla Cruise?
No, it's the Chatham.
Where?
Ooh.
581, Hernando County. Turn left on 476,
Right.
cross 41. Go a couple miles down the road, hang left on Hernando County 439.
Yep.
When you enter Citrus County, it becomes Citrus County 39A and winds its way around to 48 just outside of Florida City.
All right.
And then from there, it gets better.
It's the Chatta.
Pop up 48 just a little ways, turn left on the final little bit of 39 trail, take a left on Whistlepopka, follow that around till just almost to the stop sign when it says dead end. One street before that, turn right, Gobbler Drive.
Is it? I was gonna say,
Almost.
you take It's the Chatta to Gobbler. That road.
No. I'm not done. I took him on a ride.
Oh, you.
Before we got to 41, Old Floral City Road, all the way to 44 East.
You took him the whole fucking route. That's
And
great.
then down
That's great.
Gospel Island Trail and Gospel Island Trail back into town for lunch at Pine Street.
Nice.
Nice. I will say though that part where all the trees wrap over everything, where it's the hills.
Yeah. So it was me. It was Andy. He's got the gray twin turbo 1314 with the AEM management and everything.
That
in
guy.
it. Yeah, that guy. But he didn't bring that. He had his 1LE Camaro. So it was him, Ed, our Ed, in his 20 GT, and then 3 GT350s.
Nice.
All following my 4-point slow down that road.
Nice.
And I did not go my usual pace down that road.
Let me guide you with my wisdom. Help the crutch as a staff.
Shit, I should have grabbed the other fucking beer.
You all right?
Have you done Powell Road?
Lost my hand.
Where?
Powell?
Where's that?
Down Spring Hill, Brooksville?
I don't think I have.
If you go down 41 and go over 50, you keep going down. You'll come up to Powell Road. You'll go past, I think it's Lowe's or Home Depot. You go past that. You'll come to the 7-Eleven, Powell Road. You make a left. Go back in there. Nice windy roads back through there. Really nice.
Good to know.
Good to know.
I'll have to investigate.
Good to
Yep.
know.
Because then that'll come out and that'll take you to Spring Lake Highway. You can run Spring Lake Highway back up.
Spring Lake, does that come out at Munden Hill Road
Not sure.
on 50? Does it work its way back out to 50?
Well, Spring Lake Highway will run you right into 50.
Okay.
I think
There's
I think I
a
know
Speed
you
Lake gas station and a leather
Yes, okay,
clothing store.
Okay, right across the street from that is Munden Hill Road, and that will
Right,
wind you around
right.
Brooksville
Okay,
back
yeah.
over to 41.
Yep.
Back over to 41.
Yeah.
Okay.
10%. and I drank 3 of them while playing video games on the couch. And then as I'm taking the last sip, she's like, "Oh, what's that?" And she's like, "You realize this is 10%?" I'm like, "I'm fucking going to bed now." Because I hammered them.
Everything-
Playing with the sound, guys.
Oh, you're good.
It had a real bad echo. So I think I got it fixed. I got it at least dropped. I dropped the one down enough to where it's not echoing anymore.
Okay.
We're gonna have to work something else out with the mics because the 2 of them are picking up at the same time, and it's making a real weird echo sound.
Huh.
That's
That's
like
weird,
having-
'cause we
that's like
never
having
had
2 TVs on at the house playing the same thing.
Yes.
Slight offset
Yes.
makes it sound
Huh.
like an echo. Okay.
Well, cars that are terrible.
All the way through. And it turns out me and Mike had the exact same answer.
Oh yeah, it was the very first thing that popped into my head because I'm like, oh yep, first gen that sucked, second gen that sucked, revive of the third-ish gen. Well, it was kind of like still the second gen, but it sucked.
Sucked all the way through.
Yeah, yeah. Even if you put a supercharger on it, it still
They still
sucks.
sucked. So the car that we both thought of was the Chevy Cavalier, but I'll go ahead and give that one to Mike because I did kind of have a backup car.
But
And it only ran one generation though. No,
But
no, it sucked.
no, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
No, it didn't.
All the way through.
Some of them did.
All of them.
No.
From the first one to the last one.
when the
they all
automatic,
sucked.
what was it, the second gen, and that the ones that started in the 90s, the mid 90s and all that, when the
Yeah, you
automatic
could get the
shifter literally
Z24
had,
with
yeah,
the
still sucks.
amazing
even with-
Ecotec 2.4 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder that holds world records in front wheel drive drag cars. One of the most fantastic engines of all time.
But it was put into a car
Horrible
that absolutely
car.
sucked.
Cavalier, then you get the Z24 with the appearance package. It looked actually really good.
They sucked. They were horrible cars.
they were ergonomical pieces of shit.
Thank you.
Not the Saturn Ion, the Cavalier.
No, the Cavalier was the Kmart version of the Saturn Ion.
But when literally, like, to keep the dust out and all that, it was like the stuff that you would use to kick off the dirt of your boots and all that, like that fake cart, like.
Listen, just
grass
because
pit.
it was a repurposed Saturn doesn't mean it was that bad.
Yeah, like I said, it's the Kmart version of the Saturn.
I like the Cavalier though.
But all the ones that came before it and after it, they all sucked.
I was gonna say, yeah, if you want good, go to the Saturns because at least those.
Hold on. I gotta bounce in here for a second. But the Cavalier didn't always suck.
The Quad 4.
Yeah, they did. They
No,
sucked. They may have had a good engine or two, but other than that, they all sucked.
I disagree.
It's a great engine stuck in a shitty car.
I disagree. The Z24s were awesome.
Great, a decent drivetrain and a shitty car.
No, the Z24 car was great. That was a beautiful looking car.
Aesthetically pleasing, the interior was designed well. It was simple, but it worked, and it gave you frickin' wheel spinning power and sounds. And it was an American car.
That V6 sounded better than
Thank you, Chris.
any
Fucking
other V6.
Cavalier Brothers Unite, man. Like,
Z24 Cavaliers were awesome.
But the car still sucked.
Oh, they were awesome. The Z24 model was great.
But it was still a Cavalier. It was the same shitbox as every other Cavalier.
I was gonna say, you know what? Or it's time. It's
Now,
time.
what's
We
funny
gotta
about
pass
that
the
is
beer
I
down.
actually have a
It's time.
similar. I actually have to come in with a similar. Well, it's
I was gonna say you
actually
can pour
that
more
car
with this
plus.
I'm gonna say, yeah, we'll
It's
do
the
that because
Cavalier
this is a
Plus.
16 ounce. Oh, the Sunfire.
No.
I had a Sunfire. I had
The J-Body.
a 98.
The J body from GM.
Yeah, that's
If
all
it
of
was
it.
a J body,
It
it was a
sucked.
terrible car.
Oh,
Like,
but
period, end of discussion. If it was a J body, it was awful.
by the way, Chris, since that's ending on you, you get blessed with reading this one in.
Alright.
I was gonna say, if you need more, I think I have you
I'm
poured.
good. Alright. Tampa Bay Brewing Company's Moose Killer.
It's the one I'm most excited about.
We've been a little
This
hit or
is
miss on Tampa
American
Bay.
barley wine style ale.
But the barley wine, yeah.
I
So
do get a hint of wine.
Oh,
this came in a 4-pack.
And
I will
barley.
say, I
like literally that.
I
too.
did- I-
10%.
I did drink the 3 of them, not knowing it was a 10%er, and I drank them pretty quick. And then it
Look
wasn't
out.
until my last sip I looked at the can and Sabrina's like, you know, this is 10%.
This
I'm
looks
like,
like
I'm
weed.
putting myself to bed right
It-
now.
it's a thick one.
I'm like,
It's-
I'm going to bed.
But it smells.
night.
It literally smells just
Yeah, it
like
smells
that.
Got no smell.
Cheers, everyone! Happy Friday again. Cars that are
I
terrible
was
and
gonna
beers
say,
that are
and also,
good.
At this point, it might be a little bit more than 10% because this one's been in the fridge for a little bit.
Define a little bit.
Ooh,
Year and a half.
Ooh. Hey. That says something.
It's good.
you know what vibes that's giving me right now?
Dad vibes.
No.
Oh.
The Florida Man Orange. Without the orange.
Yeah.
Hey, like
I can't-
you're a Florida Man Orange?
I can't comment because
I know you can't. I know you can't.
I was
That's
Yeah,
a lot
it's
like
that
that
vibe,
without the
though.
orange.
This plus blood orange would make.
Yeah, it
Florida
was
Man
it was that burn. It was that burn.
That's
Where Dan's
weird.
like, yeah, it's supposed to be
Okay.
6%.
Yeah, so
or like
I
16.
brewed my own beer a few years back. He unfortunately wasn't able to have it.
I was
Literally-
in the middle of a hospital adventure and recovery.
If you took an orange and squirted some of the juice in here, it would taste exactly like the beer I made.
Yeah.
This is like the exact base of it.
Well,
That's
and
actually
it's
really
kind
good.
of the same because it was one of those where when I was first drinking this, I thought that was maybe a 6%, and knowing it's a 10%, it's kind of like with your beer where we thought it was.
It was
gonna
like
be
a 6
about
or a
5
7?
Yeah, we thought it was going to be about 5.5 to maybe a 6.5.
No, my
around
shit
there.
was probably 12 or higher.
Yeah. Yeah, because
But
it
it was
got us
delicious.
fucked up.
You need to do us another one.
I know, and I've just been a bad girl and haven't done it. I'm sorry.
But yeah, back to what I was saying.
Yes.
So the J body.
The
in general.
fantastic-
So that includes the original Cavalier.
One of the best cars ever made, the Chevrolet Cavalier. Sorry.
That includes the first generation of the Cavalier.
This is
But
what this is
more
all about.
importantly,
though.
that includes the Cimarron
No,
by
Mike.
Cadillac.
Ooh!
Not,
Which was a piece of shit
no,
Cavalier.
no, no. Not
You can't.
the Cadillac Cimarron, because Cadillac hated it so much they said, no, this is not a Cadillac. This is the Cimarron by Cadillac.
To where it sucks so much to where they had to do new stuff to the motor and literally put on the back of it in giant things, basically saying, new motor, buy me. Because they went to the 2.5 after that?
So-
Because
It's not a Kia.
it was originally like a 1.8 or something
But
like
those
that.
cars were just, they were the absolute, all of the J bodies were just the absolute worst of what GM has ever done.
Oh, it was
They
horrible.
were poorly put together. They were poorly designed. They were just awful cars altogether.
Yes.
And they never got better.
No, they never
None
did.
of those J body cars ever got better.
No.
So you agree the Cavalier always sucked?
Yes.
So can I highlight on the car that
Cheers.
But it was awesome. The Z24 was awesome.
It was still shitbox.
I got the car that somewhat sucked, but majorly sucked in the end. And I think all of you can agree on this. But in its last final form and generation, the car was so terrible that nobody wanted it.
The Cavalier?
The Dodge Dart.
Oh, well, now see, hold on, because we had a 13 Rally
So it was the 1.4 in it?
with the
right?
1.4 with the Fiat 1.4, that's a turbo, and my wife ran that thing all the way from California to Florida, and that thing was relentless. It just cruised. She got into, I think it was Alabama, and she lost the coil coming through Alabama. She drove that thing from Alabama to Florida on 3 cylinders, and that thing didn't skip a beat, and came all the way home. That thing was actually pretty cool.
Do we have to include that as you can still buy one right now, brand new?
No.
Well,
Original Dodge.
oh, yeah.
No, the original Dodge Dart. I mean, if you compare the two,
That
no,
was a great car.
the new one's garbage.
But no, well, the whole thing is a car that was terrible from start to finish.
That's not terrible. From
No, the
start to
Dart
finish.
wasn't terrible from
No,
the
I
start.
think it
So
was
you-
terrible at the end. No, that's what I was saying. I don't know. I can't like fathom too many
Like if
things
we
that were
want to
terrible
say
start
the
to finish.
Geometry.
Dart,
Well, the
that being its
Geometro
own
was one of those
car,
fantastic
because
fuel
it's really
economy
just a
machines of all
rebadge.
time.
Yeah.
It's just badge engineered at that point.
Fair enough. The Fiat ones though were fantastic.
Yeah.
I will say that now when they had that multi-point, the multi-point
The
regular, not the multi-air. No, that's the Fiat. The other engine, the non-turbo engine they put in them. Those were terrible, and that was one of the last remaining ones.
What was that, like the 1.5?
No, it was a 1.8, I believe. It was a Dodge engine, but
I'm pretty sure there's still some Dodge Darts sitting new on the dealer's lot somewhere.
yeah.
Because like every few months there's still another story about, hey, 3 people bought brand new Dodge Darts this month.
Yeah. You know
Well,
what?
you know,
You want to know another one?
Shoot.
Dodge Journey. We'll just go.
Oh,
we'll just go
my
down the
God.
Dodge list right now.
No.
Dodge
And
Journey.
then you guys are going to go into the K cars
I was hoping that nobody was going to mention the K cars when you started talking. When you started talking about the J bodies, it reminded me of the K car era, and I hope nobody was going to mention them.
You got to get it with
that was a dark time.
with the fake wood grain
But see,
and the drop top.
with that, I can also do what Chris was doing with the Cavalier and saying that you give us the K cars that Shelby did and all that, to where it was a good drivetrain in a shitty car.
Right.
Yes.
Like the Shelby Daytonas.
But the one difference between the J bodies that he mentioned in the Cavaliers and the K cars was that the K car pretty much saved Dodge as a company.
But I'm starting to think
Because they built everything on that platform except the Diplomat.
it's kind of like a common.
Even the Caravan was built off
Yes.
was built off of it.
Yeah, exactly.
With some of them though, it's coming down to like the common denominator though that like they
Dodge?
Chevy. It seems like they tried to like make some kind of outrageous version of the car to reappeal it. The HHR SS, HHR in general.
PT Cruiser.
So, no, I'll take an HHR over
I was
PT.
waiting for you to say it. Thank
Got
you.
one from Dodge where it was, ooh, this was bad from start to finish. The PT Cruiser.
Yep.
Yes.
It was,
Yes.
it was just a big neon.
Yeah.
That was just an awful car, though.
It was.
And I'm sorry, and I'm gonna say it, and you guys are probably gonna get pissed, but the Plymouth Prowler.
I was just about to say that too.
No, we're not. I'm not
Yes.
going to argue with you whatsoever. It had a freaking gauge cluster out of a town and country. in
I mean,
it.
come
It
on.
was
Like,
literally
the
what, the
Intrepid
3.5?
V6.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
And the
Intrepid
Intrepid
V6.
I have a thought. Is that a bleed over car though? Is that a car that's not only
That's a recycled
was
car.
bad from
Is what
start
it
to
was.
finish, but can that also qualify as a car that was started good and went bad because the
It was a-
original concepts?
Right, it was a good idea.
Good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Mm-hmm.
But then by the time production,
But the concept car never went on sale.
Right.
No.
That's
Right.
like, that's okay.
But
that's
I have to give them this. It looks. Well, I love the way the Prowler looks. Even like
It
from
looks cool.
It
like
does.
when that came out, I was still a kid and like almost going into middle school and all that. That was poster. That was
Oh, yeah.
poster in your bedroom. Awesome. And then you got to sit in one in the dealership. Interior, like, oh hey, my mom's Sebring has this
Radio out of a
like,
Dodge
everything.
Neon,
like,
gauge
literally
cluster
the
out of a town and
entire thing
country.
was-
And then I'm gonna do you another
it
one.
was all parts bin.
But then you open up the hood and it's a V6 out of an
However-
Intrepid, and you're like, ah.
At
There
least they
was-
gave that V6 the due diligence of being rear-wheel drive, though.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
was.
Still couldn't turn a tire though.
Here's
No.
the thing. There was an aftermarket firm, and I forgot.
that did the Hemi
And
swaps.
I forgot what their name
the 6
was.
ones,
but they
the
would
original
take
ones.
the Prowler.
I
and
think they made it the
throw-
Predator, is what they
And
called
they
it,
would
I
throw
think, right?
either the 5.7 or the 6.1 Hemis into it, so it was V8, and they renamed it the Howler.
The Howler, that's what it
Howler,
was.
yes,
Howler.
yes.
And those
I made
were...
it of what
That's
it
what it
was
should have
supposed
been.
So
to be.
basically, it
What
was
it
a
should have
shitty
been.
car that could do
Ooh,
burnouts.
that's one thing we should do sometime. The what should have been.
Mm-hmm.
Just thought about it.
Oh, so I got
Nice
it.
downshift.
So I got
That's
another.
a Civic. You can bang
So I
it
got
out
another
earlier.
one. And this car only lasted one generation. Vega.
No, I gotta disagree with you.
Yeah, no.
Gotta
I
disagree with you because the Cosworth Vega was awesome.
Again.
But I was
I
gonna
got
say,
what you're saying.
that is-
A good engine, shitty car, but the Vega was a cool car.
Well, then at that point you can also throw in the Pinto, even though I love the 2-door Pinto wagons.
yeah.
But
Pintos
the
were
thing
shit.
is, well, those cars were
A product
actually
of their time.
no, they were actually good though.
For a
no,
product
that's
of
the
their time.
problem. They really weren't. Because the only reason those cars existed was from oil deal
Right.
and insurance rates.
Yeah.
And what came in at the same time?
Yeah.
Inexpensive, well-built, well-engineered Japanese cars.
Except
But
you
they
could
made
push-
great drag cars.
Except you could push your fingers through them.
Well,
That was the only
everything
problem.
needs to get boiled down to all the other manufacturers having to deal with the well-built Japanese cars coming onto the market.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the late 70s and the early 80s, that's the J body is a direct result of GM looking at what Honda is selling and going, oh
shit, yeah.
we gotta catch up.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, by the way, do
What
we
do
have
we
any
do?
comments? Or no one even watching?
Yeah, let's see. Just the one talking about the sound earlier.
I was gonna say, to touch on well-built Japanese cars that are a part of this topic, the Nissan Versa. Through and through, even to this day, terrible,
Penalty box.
cheap,
Penalty box
problem-ridden.
Penalty
Yeah,
box.
penalty. Yeah,
Penalty box
yeah.
audio.
When you get that car, it's like somebody's punishing you.
Yeah, penalty box.
Oh, it's one of those. I want to do a coil swap on one and all of that. I'm like, okay, like I can do it really quick. Pop the hood. Of course, it wasn't the only one that's exposed because the other 3 are literally underneath the entire intake, and you have to pull the upper and lower intake just to get to the freaking coils right there.
And when you get into the last generation Nissan Versa, they utilize the same drivetrain, but with the chassis of the Sentra.
Mm-hmm.
And they sat the motor all the way back.
Mm-hmm. And
if you want to do spark plugs on a new Nissan Versa, you got to take the whole cowl and windshield drivetrain or windshield wiper drivetrain out because the motor's all the way back there.
That's why regular people hate engineers.
Yes.
Well, it's
North Star.
And those cars have had.
What was the one that had the starter underneath the intake?
Yeah.
North Star.
They're not the only one though. Toyota's 4-liter V8.
The 1FZ.
The 1UZ.
1UZ.
The 1UZ.
Yeah, the 1UZ. That one's also got the starter in the valley.
Well, you got the Alfa Romeos. They have them in the friggin' transmission bell housing.
Yeah, but
So
it's not
does the
but
Jaguars,
that
but-
transmission is going to be out all the time, so it's easy to get
No,
to.
it's an Alpha. You will never have to change the starter because it'll be on the side of the road on fire well before
True.
the starter
Yes.
goes.
Right. True. He's got a point. He's got a point.
Alfa Romeo. They're beautiful cars to look at. While
On
they're
fire.
sitting on this side of the road in a cloud of steam and fire.
Well, it was.
When they're not on fire, they look really, really great
good.
on the rollback.
Yes.
It was like small side. So I saw one of them like police chase things on YouTube. It was a guy in a Range Rover running, and the highlighted comment was, "This is the actual longest documented footage of a Range Rover running."
Yesterday on the way home, I was at the light at Crofton 44. You know what pulls up next to me? A first generation Range Rover at SHV HSV.
The supercharged one.
Huh. And
It
all
was
that.
running?
It's still lit.
Yes.
Wait,
Yes.
And
So
were the
With Ontario plates.
did it look like it was lowered? Because if it did, the airbags were blown.
No.
Okay,
no,
that's
it
the
was
pro-
proper
Whoa.
height.
So it had coil spring conversion and an LS swap?
Probably.
Probably.
Most likely. Right?
It's
Carbureted
carbureted,
350.
yeah.
Because that's what they do with the old Jag V12s.
Oh,
They
yeah.
rip that out and they put a Chevy 350
Do you
in
know
it.
why?
Because it's the Chevy bell housing on the transmission.
No,
The
it's a
whole
Chevy
trans- it's the whole
transmission. It's a
Yeah.
turbo 400.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
GH400 built under
transmission.
license.
Yeah.
It's a GM
There was a
transmission.
sweet one on Bring a Trailer recently. It was all black. The chrome bumpers were even black matched, and it had some nice black wheels on it. It had the 350 in it, but whatever. Like, just, it looked like angry. The whole car was
Whatever,
menacing
They put the
looking.
350 in it so it would actually run.
Yeah!
I'm wondering if you had one of those V12s, actually running, what they would sound like with a really good exhaust setup on it.
If you want to hear what
They
one
s-
sounds like at full song, go on YouTube and look up Tom Wilkinshaw Racing.
I was going to say that, like, some of those dudes that race them, those things
Did
sound-
the mid 80s the XJ6, XJ12s, built race cars out of those things.
Ooh, and they sound...
White,
when
green,
they're running. When they're
white,
running.
green stripes, sound amazing. Yeah, just look up TWR Jaguar.
So,
Tom Wilkinshaw Racing,
it's just like the tonal classic V12 growl,
but bigger.
but bigger. Exactly.
Okay, you
But
Like-
with Lucas electronics.
And these guys,
sure the race cars no longer have
the
that
built
in there.
race car motors, they're revving out to almost like 8,500 RPM too, and the sound it makes when it gets up there is just it's heavenly.
remember that video of the RA22 Celica that had the V12, whatever, that had the Century V12 in it with the throttle body
yes,
hanging
yes,
out?
yes,
That's what it sounded like.
yes.
like that?
Crank that up a little bit, and that was the TWR at
I was
Jaguars.
gonna say I know we're tangenting a little bit, but I gotta
I was gonna say we're getting too positive. We
I
gotta go
actually-
back to negative.
I know, but on one
cars.
positive, I gotta say, if you haven't seen that video on
It's
YouTube,
an
it's
old
like
video.
50 seconds long. But when you watch all 12
All
of the
throttle bodies
throttle
go.
body go.
He's got the camera mounted like reverse on like the
And you
core
watch it, and it
support, and,
goes-
it's backwards towards the windshield, and it's just, all you see all the throttle bodies because they're curved horns just open.
Yeah, because
and then
basically he had long
sound.
runners on them, so
Oh.
because that engine was pretty much, it was like two 6-cylinders joined on a common crank.
Right.
And so, I mean, even in their factory form, those literally had 2 ignition systems and 2 ECUs and 2 fuel systems. Somehow they just made them talk to each other. But this guy had it set up so he had from the right bank runners, throttle bodies, and
Nice.
then trumpets, and then from the other side. So they crossed over between each other and had balance tube running between them.
That's badass.
And all
it
mechanical linkage.
sounded
Nice.
wonderful.
And from the in-car, basically the camera looking through the windshield, he just comes out of it, and you see the throttling. You go, whoop, and all the bars go, hick, and all the other bars go, hick. Wonderful noise happens.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Acceleration and wonderful noise.
Oh, it's so nice. You watch it, and it's all beautiful.
And that
Watch
video's
everything.
from like 12, 13, 15 years ago.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I was gonna say, is that the same one?
Yeah,
That's
it's a-
badass right
That's
there.
it.
It's beautiful.
And what is it in?
It's a Toyota
An RA22
R8.
Celica.
Yeah, an old Toyota Celica.
Damn.
Right? When you hear it, it's funny. Like you see the rods go, and then all of them open. When you hear that thing, oh my god,
Yeah, the
the
noise
sound
hits,
is
it's amazing.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I bet.
I keep going on the good. We got to go bad cars. I thought of more good car things, but we got to do bad cars, bad mindsets, terrible vehicles. I still say the Saturn Ion's one of them too.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
whoever decided to take the gauge cluster and do the iPad dashboard paste with it, and then cock it like a little bit this way, I want to hurt them, because you can't. If you're driving it, if you want to see anything that's happening, you literally have to do this to look, because the whole thing it's supposed to be driver oriented.
It's
but
not.
It's not. And then also, if you have an Ion Coupe.
Mm-hmm.
The seat belts don't come out of anywhere that would make sense.
Do they come out of the seat or do they come out of the roof?
The roof. And come across like this. If you are any kind of person of any height, it's literally like on your like right here, the seat belt. And it's in the roof, so there's no slide adjustment, no nothing.
So it works good for Mike.
Yeah.
It would be over his head. Yeah, so yeah, it would work.
Not this Mike. The Absentia Mike. Pastryarchy.
I've been waiting. For
Oh,
You're welcome.
really
this.
good.
Waiting.
And now I'm going to bring one in, the Chrysler Crossfire.
Oh,
Mercedes. That's the Mercedes SLK.
Yeah.
So,
See,
But-
as the Chrysler, yes.
When
As
I-
the Mercedes, no, because the Mercedes was actually pretty decent. It's just
So
the fact
basically
that they
what
took
you
an
get
80s car.
so what you get out of the Crossfire is you get all the way to the B pillar, and the designer said, it's Friday, fuck,
You
I
get,
quit.
no, you get a Prowler with a Mercedes engine. It's the same thing. It's all recycled shit.
So what
And
you
a Mercedes key fob,
No.
sorry.
So what you really end up with is the out of warranty Mercedes ownership experience with the Dodge dealership experience.
So the worst of both.
The Dodge dealership experience in 2004.
So it was the four-wheeled embodiment of automotive suck.
And then again at the end, oh, we got the SRT6 Crossfire. It's the last revival of the last hope.
That's black.
That looks like my oil.
Was not expecting that.
I was not either.
Change your fucking oil, my guy. Jeez.
I still got 4,000 miles.
I'm trying to think of any other like just genuinely awful experience cars like that.
Chevette.
Oh, yes.
The Suzuki Ario. Sorry. The Suzuki.
No, the Via Cross, man, was pretty cool.
That was an Isuzu.
Oh.
And that's why
Never
it was
mind.
good.
Hey, yeah, Suzuki.
More on that one.
Oh, let's see.
I mean, like, cause I kind of like immediately go to like appliance cars, but a lot of appliance
not
cars,
bad, they're
and a
just
lot of
not
appliance
good.
cars were actually
Yeah,
good.
You're I was gonna say
A lot of appliance cars are just appliances. They're,
Well,
they're
this
not
is-
offensive. in
What
any
have we
way.
had from Dewclaw before?
a lot. Sweet
Right?
Baby Jesus, for
Okay,
Pete's
thank you.
sake.
So they're alright.
Dirty Little Freak.
This
Yeah.
should be a heavy flavor hitter.
So
Yes.
what we got? So this is Dewclaw's Brewing Pastryarchy. It is their Irish Cream Dessert Stout. 9.4% alcohol, brewed in Maryland. Lucky you. Quite the Irish blessing. This brew will envelop you
Close your door.
in an enchanting, warm, roasty aroma as you sip on the notes of smooth, creamy vanilla, chocolate, and caramel. Slancha.
You just made me want to text him to make me good morning.
Oh god, this
Slancha, everybody.
Slancha.
Channeling in the inner Irish
You
here.
know what this almost looks like?
Mike, turn your phone up and let me text you.
No. This almost reminds me
Whoa.
of the engine oil.
It does. Looks wise.
Yeah.
Whoa, hold on. What's going on there? Hold on.
What?
Oh,
Hold on.
there's lactose bits in
There's
there.
slime in the bottom of this.
There's-
Just so you know.
That's
Lactose
perfectly
bits in there.
fine.
Is that good or bad?
There was slime in mine. I don't know if that's the lactose bits or what.
This one's only like a 2 or 3 months old.
It's fine.
No, it is fine. I'm trying to...
Fine.
The taste. Oh, there's a lot There's
Are you
actually
okay
a
with
lot
this,
happening there.
I think you might have just gotten the bottom of the can.
I think I got the bottom of the can, and it's.
Do you wanna
it's
try this,
literally
then?
snot at the bottom of it.
Try that. Because I don't have that.
Ooh, that's good.
Because I was first pour.
Probably should have
What's going on
tumbled
there?
the can a bit.
Yeah, so watch,
Sorry.
watch this. Let's see if I can get some of it.
There's so much happening there.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, Chris. Do you want some of this?
No, it's alright.
Chris is doing a filtering action right now.
There's literal. It's like congealed at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Hey,
Yeah,
rinse out.
not good.
Do a rinse
Yeah,
out.
let me get that rinse out
Can you
cup.
hand that down to him?
All right, I gotta dive back in. I gotta figure out what's going on here because there's.
There's so much. And it's good.
Thank you. Sorry, sir.
All right, I feel like I'm starting with a cannoli.
That would be the cream.
The taste was really good though.
It's like
There's a coffee hint to it, too.
Rinse water,
it's
please.
like a.
I'm out of professional rinse fluid.
Oh my Lanta! It's okay. It's like you bite into a
Yeah.
It's like a cannoli coffee cake combined kind of.
It's something going on.
Cup of coffee.
It's got a lot.
It's a cup of
It's
coffee.
a cup of coffee in the morning. Cup of Joe, get me going every day. All right. Gotta drive through the snow 15 miles each way uphill in my Yugo. All right. Oh,
Yugo!
Haha! Look at me go! Haha! The Yugo!
Anything.
You don't go.
Soviet. Anything Soviet.
Oh yeah.
Whoa, no, no, whoa.
Oh, true. Lada.
Yeah.
Lada is awesome at being terrible, and they do
Ladas
it
are
very
so
well.
goddamn terrible that everybody in Russia that still drives a Lada is
Listen,
fucking suicidal.
Lada
Or-
dominates amateur rally.
I was gonna say, have you ever heard of Lada doing rallying where it's going pop, pop, bang, 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 poop, pop, ah?
Once again, it's because their owners are suicidal and they're praying so hard for that sweet tree of death to jump off the side of the road.
That's
and
why
take
they
them
do
away.
rally.
But
That's why
but-
all the Ladas have reg plates on them because they're
Yeah.
actually daily driven cars. They're just hoping for death. That weekend, like, please take me away so I don't have to drive this ever, like, never
Now,
again.
I do
Lada,
have,
the ultimate penalty box.
I do have to say, some of the best car crash videos have come from Ladas, especially the one to where all of a sudden he's sitting there and he's driving, and all of a sudden a tank goes through the trees and across the road across his car.
Well, and,
That was the best.
yeah, and I think
But that guy knew the tank was coming and was like, "This is the sweet end of death."
And
Sweet,
because
sweet
I think
release.
the Lada might be like one of the longest standing same body style cars, right?
Probably.
From 1952 to now.
1952.
Hello,
question
comrade.
mark.
I have 1967 Lada. It looks just like brand new 2011 Lada, like the 1997 model, just like brand new 2023. It come out recently, same Lada.
I heard they're getting an 8-track player next year.
What?
I don't know. So they do still make the Volkswagen Beetle.
Do they
I
still
thought they
make
stopped
them?
that.
Yeah,
No.
they finally
Yeah.
stopped
They
it.
did.
But only like five or 6 years ago. I
Yeah,
think
it wasn't
They're
long
making
ago.
those things in
And
Mexico.
not for
just-
nothing, in the end, they had the 5-cylinder turbo in
Yeah.
it. Just saying. But
They also did just stop making the 1991 Sentra.
That was 2 years ago in India. And
Yeah.
it wasn't even sold as a Nissan.
It was something else.
oh, I feel like I've seen this.
It was sold as a Datsun.
Yeah.
In India, as of 2 years ago,
Wow.
you could go to a Datsun dealership and buy a brand new 1990 Sentra
And that is why.
But
that has a zero NCAP rating.
But that is why when you go to pretty much any dealership of any sort with a Sentra, most well actually yeah, pretty much all of the dealership systems that decode VINs. For a Sentra, it will show a Datsun/Nissan Sentra every time.
Okay, so the story of the whole Datsun thing, okay, so you know Toyota, spelled with a T. It's a slightly different take on the founder's name. And
Right.
the
Yeah.
current,
Well-
Toyota.
Yeah.
From what I understand, the reason why they went from Toyota to Toyota was the kanji, so the number of strokes in the kanji meant good luck.
Mm-hmm.
Toyota. Nissan was Nissan, and then Nissan was encouraged by the Japanese government to buy Prince Motors, and that's where the Skyline nameplate came
Yep.
from. So, last thing you
The
want
artist formerly known as Prince.
So the last thing you want to do is bring shame to yourself or your
That's right.
company. So when Nissan decided to break into the American market, like their first model car that
me
they
get
sent
some.
over, I think they sold like 88 cars or something like that. So they kind of figured that it might be possible that if they tried to break into the American market, they would be a failure.
You want me
They
to
did
toss
not
you
want
out?
to bring
Yeah,
failure
that'd be
or
awesome.
Going
shame
that way.
to the
Makes sense.
Nissan nameplate. So
They did Datsun.
Datsun. And then, as it picked up a little bit,
Chickens
and
will
then
just
they
get
sent Mr. K, Katayama, the guy who was responsible for pretty much the creation of the Z and bringing the Z to America. Once it started to become successful, that's when you saw in the early 80s, you saw Datsun buy Nissan. And then in the mid 80s, you saw Datsun and Nissan. Even though everything under hood all said Nissan Motor Company all over them. And it wasn't until the late 80s that Datsun name went away and everything in the U.S. became Nissan, because by that point, they were successful. But they kept the Datsun name around for other markets, and as we saw, up until a couple of years ago, you could buy a 1990 Sentra in India
Wow.
that would fold like a tin can.
Oh, sure.
in a
Sure.
wreck.
At 20 miles per hour.
Yeah, a frontal impact in a Sentra, you are the crumple zone.
Right?
In Nissan Sentra, Crumple zones you.
Brian's over here getting friggin' he's got physical props. What is- oh,
Yeah.
We're revolutionizing right now. You know that? I'm blown away actually by that. That was fantastic.
So-
The way that all came together, that was great.
So I figured we'd go in with our last beer, and then while we're doing it, talk about all the progress that Mike has made on his gasser.
Yes.
Since last time, he has done
He
a
just put
lot.
you on the spot though, didn't he?
Yeah,
He
Yeah, I
did
did.
really.
It's cool.
I did. I did.
He threw you right out there.
I did.
Welcome to the Thunderdome.
Did you
Right.
feel the axles of the bus?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Can you wipe that off me?
The wheels on the bus go around and around.
Nice.
Hey,
No
do me
problem.
a favor. See if that bus still has a skeleton converter while you're over there.
That might be able to make a couple $100.
Oh no.
Oh, so when I worked at Advance before I went out with Napa. They came in one morning and someone stole all the catalytic converters out of the three delivery cars that were sitting there.
I have to always imagine that must be amazing to get in there and like start it up and. Blah!
Okay, so you guys remember the show Phantom Works?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, they're actually on YouTube. Dan
Oh,
Short,
really?
Dan Short, everything's on YouTube.
Cool.
So I just saw the most recent episode. One of the
Because
girls.
they're out of Canada.
No, they're
No.
Virginia.
Virginia. That's
Virginia.
What it is.
One of the girls was working late. Thieves came in, broke in there, got underneath the car, and took the catalytic converter. So, of course, she was expecting a big bill and everything like that, but when they actually got the car inside and got it on the lift and everything and looked, the idiots that sought out the converter didn't take the converter. They took a resonator.
I was gonna say resonator.
Nice. Nice.
All I have to say is,
You'll get a lot for that.
good luck taking a catalytic converter
Oh,
off
no,
my
no.
car.
$5 for
Oh, no.
that.
Dan Short...
Yeah.
You may have I think I short board, you may long board. Dan Short actually broke it down that you figure the truck they were driving, the amount of time they took, what they spent in saw blades, what they spent in fuel to get there, what they spent in fuel to go to the scrap
They
yard
spent
for,
more money than the.
and then what they could have actually sold the scrap price for the converter for, they ended up spending like $56 out of pocket.
Yeah. like I said, good luck taking the catalytic converter off my car,
Or any of my cars.
because they're not there.
Read it in, buddy.
So we got a Swamp Head limited release. Doug's Dairy Twirl Rocky
Listen,
Road.
when Brian and
This
I's
is an
eyes
Imperial
locked on the ice
Rocky
cream
Road
cones,
Stout.
yeah,
Ale
that was
brewed
there.
with chocolate, vanilla, marshmallows, and peanuts.
I think that was the first one we picked out.
All right, Doug's Dairy Twirl Imperial Rocky Road Stout. Dessert is now served for the sweet tooth kid in all of us. Step back in time and visit an old Gainesville, Florida icon for a hearty adult treat packed with sweet and rich flavored goodness. Just like your favorite childhood swirl, we took a subtle dark malt and added chocolate, vanilla, marshmallow, and peanuts to this huge Imperial Stout.
It smells wonderful.
Yes, it
It
does.
smells just like Rocky Road. Does so that, guys. Cheers.
Oh. Oh, that's good.
This is good.
It
Here's
tastes
the
like
peanuts.
Peanuts at the end, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
a lot of
Oh,
peanuts
right
in
at the end. Right at the end.
Peanut shells.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
I like that. I like peanuts.
put
Hopefully
peanut
nobody's got a
shell in
peanut
your mouth,
allergy, right?
Sucking the salt off of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh wow. Yeah. No, that's
Wait.
good.
You like salt on the peanuts?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
love
like-
salted peanuts.
You like sucking the salt.
You like
off
the salted penis?
I do too. Yeah, I love chocolate covered peanuts too.
You like the chocolate?
With the
covered penis?
marshmallow too.
When you
marshmallow dip.
when you have the penis and you liquefy them and I drink the penis, that's
Standards and practices, buddy. Standards and practices.
the best peanuts ever.
You should try my penis sometime.
I will. You know, I heard you make some really good boiled ones that are extra salty.
Yes.
Put them in Coke.
They're nice and soft. You put them in Coke. Put the penis in there.
Do you dip it
Well,
in
it's
there?
been fun, boys.
Do
It's
you-
been fun.
Do you dip them in there?
Hey, we're not TikTok, so we can get banned.
Well, no. See,
Nice shot,
see,
man.
well, see what y'all don't. That's an inside joke.
Yeah.
We have a coworker who's deaf and doesn't speak properly.
Hey, that's hate speech.
Sorry.
Yeah, that will get us banned.
Well,
He-
too late. He acknowledges it and abuses it. Thank you. That's how he says.
So
peep.
do I, but we still got tagged on
See,
TikTok.
what-
On TikTok though, we're on YouTube.
What-
YouTube's free game, but we're not monetized.
What they just heard was abuse. And yeah, no, you're going to jail.
FBI, you want to show up? Come on.
God damn it, Darren, stop!
That was good.
Yes, that was very good.
Honestly, yeah, no, it tastes like a Rocky Road in a glass. Like
It does.
seriously.
This is really good.
Yeah, that's
All joking aside, that's delicious.
One of my other favorite Doug's Dairy Twist. When I saw the Doug's Dairy Twist, I was actually hoping it was going to be the Neapolitan one because that one, and I know you've had that
I
with me,
remember
Chris.
that one.
You have some left. I don't know if they got this. When you do it, throw it all the way to the back of your mouth and let it sit and go down. I got waffle cone and peanuts that time.
This
Like straight waffle cone. That was amazing.
I didn't get the waffle cone.
It's the vanilla.
Is it? I swear, like, you know, your tongue's
vanilla.
really, like,
It's
where
the
all
brown
your,
sugar and the
It's a
vanilla.
bit-
where all your
yeah,
taste
brown
buds are,
sugar,
like, you
vanilla.
hit certain spots. I don't, it, like, just, that was like, it was like I bit into the cone and then had, like, some ice cream in the end. Oh, that
Alright.
was so good.
Yeah, it's like
That
the- it's
Neapolitan
the
one, though?
Oh, the Neapolitan one is. Cool.
Mike, like, you ever had a Neapolitan ice cream sandwich?
yeah.
It literally was like you bit one and chewed it up and then just, like, swallowed it. It was like,
But it was like all three flavors. It was It
Right.
started
Oh,
instantly with the chocolate.
Yeah.
Had the smoothness of the vanilla,
What?
and then a
we've only
straight.
done 3 of the 4, right?
no, we done four.
That was the fourth.
That was the
That's the
last.
fourth one.
Okay, where's the other can?
Probably.
Well, I threw one away. It was the Dew Claw hot cocoa one.
Yes.
The Moose Killer.
No, that was the Southern Tier.
Southern Tier
yeah,
That's
hot
what
yeah,
we
cocoa.
the
were missing. The,
Oh, I got it out here.
Nitro
Yeah.
chocolate stout.
I'll
Honey,
grab
it was nitro hot cocoa,
Yeah.
Southern
Yeah.
Tier.
I threw it in the thing in there, but yeah. So it was that, then the Moose Killer, then
Patriarchy.
the Patriarchy, and
and the
then
one we
this
just
one.
did.
Yeah, the moose killer.
Yeah,
Doug's
Moose
Dairy
Killer.
Twirl, and Patriarchy.
Yeah, the Moose Killer. Yeah, I did
grab
that.
that other can so I can get the name right on it.
Okay, and then go into our bringer. Oh no,
Our
no,
Bring a Cars
no,
and
we
bits.
didn't even
Yeah,
have.
I need to
we
get all
didn't have
the
my
names
truck
out.
on.
So one
Save
thing
Mike,
I'm
I
kind
didn't
of
know if
working
you
on, one
wanted
thing
to
I've
talk
been doing
about
for us from redeeming beers is I've been keeping a list of everything that we've done that the 4 of us can access at any time. But if I try to make this public so that anybody can view the list, then only I can edit it from my laptop. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is basically making a duplicate list, make one of them public that anybody can just view, and then keep the one for us that we
Yes,
can
it would be. It would be cool to be able to see.
Oh, there's so many.
Well, yeah, over 200.
There's so many.
220, or probably close to 230 now, especially after this.
people don't realize when I tell them, like, yeah, no, I've had 200 something. They're like, oh, I've had 200 something beers. I'm like, I'm not talking about the same beer. Like, trust me, like, in a week, yes, I've done 200 something like that.
No, I've had 200 different
Beers.
particular beers
Yeah.
that I have taste tested at this point.
And I'm like, and probably about 90% of them we're okay with. There's 10% that pretty much all Dan brings. We hate.
What did I do? Yeah,
Bring
I know.
shitty
I was
beer.
listening. I heard.
Well,
I'm
it's
sorry.
9% Dan, 1% me.
0.5% me. I think I've brought a couple of stickers.
Yeah.
I know, but
What
it's,
the-
We've all bought a couple of
But
stickers.
I.
Just hand me one.
Ah! Sorry. You said 0.5% and you have one leg.
no, he didn't
No,
say
I'm
0.75.
sorry.
That's hate speech. Fuck off.
No, it's one of those, I gotta say,
Look here, Mr. Michelob
I was-
Organic Ultra.
It's
Gold.
still taller than Mike, so.
yeah, hey, no, but that one, no, shame to, no, that was the absolute worst beer ever.
Listen, when like whatever afterlife beholds me is gonna be bad because of what I did with the beer. All right,
Yeah.
I understand that.
Oh
Yeah,
no, your
I-
afterlife is going to be stuck
Drinking that
drinking that.
every single day.
And only that.
Welcome to hell, fucko.
That was a bad night. I'm
Oh
sorry.
God, it was horrible.
I'm so mean to you guys. I'm glad you love me.
So, bring your trailer, cars and bids, eBay,
This is
Craigslist.
Do you want to talk or?
Yeah, it's all about
Okay,
me.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
up to you.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I thought you said he did want to
No,
talk
no, no,
about
no.
it.
I didn't know if you wanted to. I was.
Oh,
Just,
it's cool.
you're good.
So I think the last time I was there, I think I got up to where I had the floor pan in.
Yes.
The driver's side floor pan.
Correct.
Got the passenger side pretty much all ripped out, but now I need sheet metal to make a couple of patches, and so waiting on that. So I figured, well, what the hell, and now we'll go ahead and cut the taillight panel off of the car.
How'd
So-
that work out?
Oh, that was wonderful. Let me tell you.
That's when you were doing all the lead stuff, right?
So there's all in the one of the panels is leaded over.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm taking, I got my torch and taking a scraper and scraping it off, and then I realized something on that is that you should really not wear flip flops
Yeah.
when you are trying to melt lead out of a car body.
I know the
If
flip
only
flops
you knew
thing.
somebody who suffered massive burn injuries, who could have pointed the way for you.
So stupid me.
Can't imagine who that might be.
So I realized, hey, I need a bucket or something to catch this, so it doesn't burn my feet. So I put a bucket on there, and I got that all off.
Notice how he throws out feet in the floor just casually like that.
Was it the right foot in particular? I'm just curious.
So
I would have done the same thing. I always wear flip flops. I would have done
Yeah.
the same thing though. I would have been over there like,
But actually,
oh, it's getting hot.
it was kind of an impromptu thing. I wasn't even really gonna work on the car that day. But I cleaned the shop because for some reason or another, every time I'm in there, it gets filthy. Things just get thrown all over. I don't know who's doing it, but somebody's throwing stuff all over in
bastard.
there.
Have you seen my garage? I just cleaned it, and then I go out there. And I'm like, I don't know what happened. Like,
I don't get it. So I cleaned up the shop and I'm like, you know what? Let's do a little bit on the car. Any progress is good progress. So
4 hours later. Yep.
I'm just going for 5 minutes.
yeah, exactly. So I got that all off and I was like, all right, well that's enough for today. And then the next day I went out there and took the old Sawzall and here we go and Sawzall the taillight panel off of it and great.
Yeah.
Now I got this big gaping hole that used to be where my taillight section was. So I take the new one and I'm trying to fit it and okay, well I know where I gotta still cut and drill out and I'm drilling out spot welds and stuff like that and get that all done and get it all out and I get it all cleaned up and go to put the new one up there and it doesn't want to fit for shit. Alright. So come to find out the driver's side quarter panel had this nice dent right under the taillight, right where it rolls over. Alright. So because it kicked it back, kicked the section back, so I had to pull it back. So I got that out. I got it set up to where it's there and it's clamped in place. So now it's just a matter of I got to make a couple of patch panels for the passenger side quarter panel where it rolls over. Because there's a couple pieces that weld up in that come down, and then the taillight panel gets attached to that, and then there's pieces that come up and around to make the full taillight. So there's still quite a bit more to go. But no, I've made some progress, but now with the weather getting warmer here in Florida,
Yes.
it gets to be 100 degrees inside that shop really quick.
Yes.
And at that point, no amount of fans is going to help you.
No, because there
You're
really
just moving hot air around.
there really is no insulation in that, and there really is no type of ventilation. Essentially, it's a 14 by 30 Superior shed that has a window that opens about this much. That's
right.
about this wide. That you cannot put an AC in. So I do have a portable AC, but the problem again is that when you have one outlet.
Yeah. Yes.
And you got your air compressor and a refrigerator plugged into that. So you're going, okay, so let me unplug the compressor, plug the welder in. Well, I'm done with the welder. Let me unplug the welder because now I got to plug in the extension cord so I can use the grinder.
Yep.
So, yeah, needless to say, I need more outlets. And if I can get some insulation in there and like some type of like a fan that'll pull the heat out, I think it would be okay. I think I'd get it a little bit cooler in there, so where it's not,
Yeah,
you know.
if you got one of those whirly fans right at the top of the thing to pull
Right.
the hot air directly out of the top,
Yeah.
just open up your side window and open up your door might
Yeah.
help.
But at least it's progress made, though.
Yes.
There's progress
Yes.
made, but yeah,
For
he's
sure.
not kidding. Here in Florida, it's not just hot; it's humid as hell.
Yeah.
You know, when it's
Yep.
91 degrees and 91%
And-
humidity, it sucks.
Yeah.
And we're starting
Humidity stacks inside of closed spaces.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we're
And,
starting
and to roll the car outside, well, that's all well and good, but, you know, then, of course, it still gets hot outside, too.
And then,
Yeah.
So-
and then
now you gotta
everything
push it
on the
up.
car gets hot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like to the touch. Everything, no matter what you're
Yeah.
doing.
So I got a pop-up canopy, a little 10 by 10 pop-up. I'll
And
use
that
that.
just increases setup time, and then you
Exactly.
gotta take it back down. It's just more work.
And
Yep.
plus,
It's
it's
understandable.
it's a 50% chance that every afternoon it's going to get a
gonna
thunderstorm.
fucking
It's going to
rain.
last just long enough to make the sand sticky
Uh-huh.
and make the humidity boil out of the ground even
Yes.
worse.
Yes. So,
That's Florida for us.
well, going to try to make some more progress as the year goes along, but as long as the summer gets closer, that progress will be slower and
Yeah.
slower, unfortunately, unless I can figure something out to where I can get some, make it a little bit cooler in there. And it wouldn't be so bad.
Right.
So, but no, and again, guys, I appreciate you guys bringing me on for
No,
a second
thank
time.
you for
Oh,
coming.
yeah.
Always a pleasure to come hang out with you guys.
We like you. Come on.
Before I did have a question to
Yeah.
ask all you guys. It's something I was curious about, and I know we're going to go over on time, but
Oh,
we
no,
do
we're-
that all the time.
yeah. So my question to you guys is, what is your best day late, dollar short story? Like, for instance, for me, I moved down here in '92, and at the time, Florida had that $500 impact fee. When you brought a car in from out of state to register it, you had to pay $500.
Cool.
Well, I drove down a '71 Le Mans T37 that I paid $300 for in New York, that I didn't think was worth $500 to pay for.
Yep.
Now I'm kicking myself in the ass for getting rid of that car, but I did. So as I was looking for a car to buy, looking through the newspaper and Auto Trader, because that's all we had at the time in the early '90s,
Did you find your same
Every
car?
now and then you had Peddler's Post.
and they didn't know about them. So I come across in the newspaper,
Did you wipe it off?
yes,
Damn it,
because
Brian.
I found a '68 AMC, $300, perfect. I call, lady answers the phone. I said, I'm calling about the car. She's like, well, what would you like to know about it? I said, well, what kind of AMC is it? She's like, I'm really not sure. She's like, but it does have this goofy red, white, and blue paint job.
Oh.
Was it a Scrambler
I said,
or was it a Mark Donahue?
I said, is it a coupe or is it like a fastback? She said, no, it's like a coupe. Okay. I said, is it a stick shift? She said, yeah. She's like, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get rid of it. She said it was my husband's car. He drove it. He passed away. I don't want the damn thing. I said, so is there a scoop on the hood that has a sticker on top that says air with an arrow pointing to it? And she was like, oh, you know the car.
It was an SC Rambler.
I said, yes, ma'am, I know the car. And she's like, well, I have somebody who's supposed to be coming to look at it. She's like, but if he decides he doesn't want it, I will call you. Okay, great. Needless to say, she sold the car, but
Yeah.
I lost out on a '69 AMC SC Rambler for $300. That had, and I asked her, I said, well, what was wrong with the car? What's wrong with the car? She said, well, I will admit there's a burn hole in the driver's side seat.
Oh, deal breaker right there.
For that, $200.
We're gonna have to talk you
Right.
into the burn hole.
So, yep.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the A or B paint scheme.
Yeah.
That's the A paint scheme.
Mm-hmm.
That's the model that I built. Incidentally, this model now resides in the garage of the guy that owns this car.
Man, do
So-
you have yours?
Oh,
down?
I have mine,
Down.
yeah. So, I have been, for the longest time, a Porsche fanboy. I love Porsches. I love everything about every Porsche. I can tell you just about everything about all of them, circa 2010 back. And I had, when cars were cheaper and things were cheaper, I had found a 996 911 Carrera 6-speed manual.
Point 1 or point 2?
Huh?
Point 1 or point 2?
Point 1 with the IMS bearing replaced. Just under 78,000 miles. Had the camel interior, black exterior, bone stock, all records, like maintenance records, everything with it. Straight trade for my car. And I decided not to do it just because, for some reason, I just felt like I shouldn't have done it. And looking back now, even if that car had problems and I had to put money into it, I should have done it because that same car is probably worth triple, if not quadruple, what it was at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the time, it was advertised at about 15 grand, and it was going to be a straight trade. Like drive my car there
Drive that one home.
and drive that one home. And at the last second, I was like, I don't know. I'm just not going to do it. And I shouldn't have, because I know for a fact that if I had that car, not even now, but a couple years ago, when I was hurting for money, I could have sold that car for 30 grand and been fine and bought another fun car and everything, or could have kept it longer. And also it was like, it was not, dream, but like fantasy car kind of thing. I've always wanted a 911 of any kind, and this one, it's like when I saw it, like, when you see a picture of a car and you're hooked. It
Yep.
spoke to you, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, that's the next car I'm going to get. And I never did, and I probably won't be able to again.
Same.
Which is the main